sant yàlla.
looy xaar utal Wave nga scan nga fay te nag doo ci yokku dara.
Jar Oil, the company, have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
In the Gambia, we all move to different paces. Time is money, convenience is power, and now both are in your hands. No more long lines, no more late payments, no more missed chances. Not anymore. Because now the Gambia has its own super app, Zap. One app, one tap, endless convenience. Send money instantly, pay your bills in seconds, shop without borders, pay your rides, order your meal, buy your ticket, deposit and withdraw money for absolutely free. No extra charges, no hidden fees, only on Zap Super App. This is not just convenience. This is confidence. This is the future in your hands. And the best part, Zap is born right here. Built for us, designed for every Gambian home, every Gambian dream. So don't wait in the past. Step into the future. Download Zap today on App Store and Play Store and enjoy endless free services. Call us today on our toll-free number 1666 or on 260-0001. Zap, all in one, all for you. Tap in, zap in.
It's Monday, the 8th of December, 2025, and you're with Coffee Time with Peter Gomez. We're live on FM across the Gambia, 92.1, and right around the globe on www.wcr.gm. 27 minutes past 9 o'clock in the morning is the time. We now welcome Alhaji M. Yabo, Deputy Leader of the Gambia Action Party. The GAP has positioned itself as a voice for reform, accountability, and grassroots empowerment in Gambian politics. And with the 2026 elections on the horizon, the party's leadership is sharpening its vision for the country's future. And Yabo joins us this morning to share his perspectives on governance, the economy, and the role of alternative parties in shaping national dialogue. Yabo, welcome to Coffee Time with Peter Gomez. The first time we are getting someone from GAP on the program.
Thank you, Peter. First of all, I would want to take this opportunity to thank profusely the Gambian people for following your program, and as well the party leadership of the Gambia Action Party, Honorable Musa Hussein Ali Bacheli, and the entire Gambia Action Party followers, sympathizers, and in a larger extent to the President of the Republic, President Adama Barrow, and his cabinet. My name is Alhaji M. Bayo. Deputy,
Bayo.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Bayo,
Deputy Party Leader of the Gambia Action Party. Thank you, Peter.
Okay, all right. Share with us how you became involved with the Gambia Action Party.
It all started in 2019 when the party was registered. In fact, prior to 2019, I was with Honorable Musa Ali Bacheli and other co-founders of the Gambia Action Party to form the basis of the party. And in 2019, when the party was officially registered, we start enrolling the program of the party in the Gambia. And this is how I got interested, because I believe as a young person in the Gambia, we need to take control or the destiny in our own hands by getting involved into politics. Because if we try to exonerate each other, to say, I am not interested in politics, and people who sit on that leadership decision-making body take control of our own destiny. I think it's high time that youth in this country get involved into politics, so that at least they can take control of their own destiny, so that at least we can participate in making critical decisions in the country, and they'll also participate in the overall socio-economic development.
And what does GAP stands for at its core, and how do you explain its vision to ordinary Gambians?
The Gambia Action Party, I can say it is a revolutionary party that seeks to close the gaps. Because before we come into existence, we realize that government, that politics in this country has provided a lot of gaps. And those lacunas are issues in the country. And the Gambia Action Party seeks to close those gaps. And those gaps are the failure aspect of government implementations, and then as well as the citizenry. Because why I made mention of the citizenry, we give our votes to an existing government. We created the atmosphere, we created the space, that physical space for government to exist. So if we put our hands in things that can benefit us, obviously it will benefit the Gambian people. But if we also try to move into a sense that is not a sense of not let me put it this way, we cannot empower a government that is not seeking the interests of us. So that's why I said the citizenry. And these gaps, this is what Gambia Action Party is here to ensure we close. And they can range in our manifesto, in the aspirations of the party, that we feel it's important to bridge in those gaps. And one of them would look at the overall governance architecture, because when you talk about governance, it's the people. How do you govern the people, and what sort of some services are you providing? And as taxpayers, we expend our tax, we pay our taxes, but we don't have in the return as services. And if that's happening, I think it's a serious issue that Gambia Action Party came into existence to ensure those issues are closed. Because if we provide those solutions, it will actually pay dividend, in fact, positive dividend to the overall socio-economic development. And that's the reason why the Gambia Action Party stands.
Mm-hmm. And how do you see GAP's role in the political landscape as we move closer to election year in 2026?
Are you talking about the 2026 or previous election?
2026, I think.
Okay, 2026. We've not actually came out to stand or even to contest for a political powers yet, and that doesn't mean our primary role as a political party we've violated. No, because we believe in the principle that political parties or political institutions shaping the society's destiny, and then also they are not only here to contest for political power, but also shape the overall socio-economic development in diverse ways, not only to seek for political power. So, and that's the reason why Gambia Action Party has not been able to contest over the years. But we've been in alliances, we've been supporting coalitions, we've been into partnership with other political institutions to ensure our visions align with them, so that at least what we feel it's the best for the Gambian people, even though we are not seeking to stand for that political position. But again, we believe those who have the ample time to stand, we can align with their visions and support them. And when they win, we also a winner in one way or the other, because we resonate with their voices, we resonate with their power and their visions they have for the people. So this is what we've been doing over the years. But coming to 2026 will be peculiar in a way, whereas we feel it is now time for the Gambia Action Party again, we are not saying we are not going to align with any other political party or a political institution, but we believe this time we need to have a box. We need to have a ballot box where it will be written Gambia Action Party and a candidate, and that will come forward or that will emerge to say, I want to take the mantle of leadership of this country. And that is Honorable Musa Husseini Ali Bachili. As we are preparing towards the 2026 presidential election, we're hoping that our vision, our programs and policy, our agenda we can sell to the Gambian people. It is an agenda that every Gambian will not reject. It's an agenda that all Gambians will say, yes, this is the right political party that will lead us into the dreamland, I can say, or into a place that we feel we've never been. And 2026, it's the time for Gambia Action Party to prove itself for leadership, and also try to build the gaps that I was trying to say, because you can only close those gaps when you are in the leadership position of this country.
So,
because as a position, I don't think whether we can do much. But again, the resources and every other resources that you need to close those gaps is when you attain the presidency.
just for clarity, in 2026, is GAP's priority to support a party as part of a coalition, all right, to become the next leaders of this country, or to contest the 2026 presidential election with a view to winning and, being in #1 Marina Parade?
Yeah, thank you, Peter, for that question. But I just alluded earlier on.
I asked it earlier,
yes.
and you found a very, long way of answering it. So, just to be specific,
okay,
is Musa Yali Bachili going to contest the 2026 presidential election?
Well, for the party, that's the primary mandate for now.
Okay.
That's what we believe, and that's what we're working on to. But again, I will not also say we are going to exclude the idea of alliances, which I don't want people to put it away. We can encourage it, but the primary mandate for the party now is for us to stand, and our leader is well off and is ready, and the party too is ready, and the party is ready. So I think this time Gambia Action Party will have a box on the electoral process.
What's GAP's position on the third term debate? Given, as I said earlier, introducing an item that across West Africa, the third term debate seems to be front, center, and back of all political discourse.
That is very important. In fact, that debate you're talking about is something that is overwhelming in the party's principle. And we, as a party, we are not only trying to empower other political parties, but we believe in ourselves, because we stand for a reason, and that is why we are selling our agenda to the Gambian people. And we also we are convinced that if we are able to get to that end or to that position, it will pay a great dividend to the party. So that political discourse you're talking about is something that the Gambia Action Party uphold in a very high value, and that we believe in what we do, and we will execute what we believe we can execute.
Let me ask the question in a different way.
Okay.
Does the Gambia Action Party support President Barrow seeking another mandate, having been there for 10 years in 2026?
And that's what I'm saying. And that's what we uphold as a party, not to support any political party, because over the years, like I said, I gave you a preview of what Gambia Action Party's activities were.
Should Barrow stand in 2026?
Well, it's a question that every Gambian is anticipating to answer. Everybody.
This is your opportunity. You're here. How do you answer the question? Should Barrow stand in 2026?
Well, for me, or my own position
for
as
the
an
Gambia
individual.
Action Party, you're representing the Gambia
I'm
Action Party.
Gambian Action Party,
Yeah.
and also my humble self. I will say no. I don't see any reason why Barrow should stand. But again, when it comes to the issue of legality, when it comes to the issue of constitutionality, people will say he can. And for him, he has already declared that he's going to stand for the 2026 presidential election. Reason for him, I don't know. In fact, he's
giving a warning in one of the papers against those who are trying to stop his third-term bid.
Well, for him, that's okay. He can give any warning. But we believe that Barrow should not stand for 2026 presidential election, because it's not even an issue of mandate to say he has already attained two consecutive mandate presidential terms. But again, for you are saying you are the one who ushered in democracy into the country. We believe you should behave as somebody who ushered democracy if you want to claim that title, because all constitutions that actually talks about democracy, they have term limits. Although in the Gambia we're still struggling to have a constitution that will prove us right to say, okay, we have a term limit, so and so and so. But again, for me, the moral aspect of it not the aspect of constitutionality. The moral aspect of it is to say, I'm going to honorably decline, or let's say I'm not going to stand for presidential election anymore. I've gotten 2 terms. I mean, that's enough. Let me bring somebody who I think will succeed my legacy. Because at the end of the day, a political party does not have a principle on one party. You know, if you are not there, there should be somebody. In fact, you were just saying it. Like Peter is the main man in the house. If Peter is not there, whosoever comes, nobody listens to him.
Yeah.
So, but it's something that you need to work on right now, so that at least you can build that legacy. At the end of the day, somebody that will sit here and then also represent. If you represent that what you do, and that's what that's what we're looking at. So, as a party, we believe that moral aspect is very important. Let Barrow come plainly to the Gambian people and tell them, I've gotten enough. 10 years, it's okay. Let somebody come. Are you telling us that is Barrow the only competent person or the only appealing individual in the NPP? Or is afraid because according to the way he put it, it's like, if I am not going to contest, the party is young, there's nobody. No. There are many people in the NPP. It's the ruling party. Let somebody come forward and say, we challenge the president. We challenge the president. He has gotten 2 terms. Let somebody else step in.
If you were in NPP, would you do that?
Of course, why not?
Apply to become a member of the NPP so that you can do that.
No, I'm not actually thinking. I'm not in a position to go to the NPP. But I believe in the principle of the Gambia Action Party, and that's the reason why I'm still in the Gambia Action Party. I know many a time I've had series of discussions with NPP, and
they try to woo you.
They try to take me out, but again, I still insist that the principles that I represent in GAP, I have not seen them in NPP. The issue is not about what is in NPP, but what I have. I know what I have, and I value what I have. I will not anticipate to have something that I have not been into. And that's the reason why I'm still in GAP. And I think there's nothing that's going to have me out of GAP for now. Yeah, but as politicians we talk. But I believe in what I have, and that's the reason why I'm here. But if I'm in NPP like you suggested, I would have been leading that revolution by now. Because it's not the only competent person in the NPP. There are many people that are there. Let him choose somebody. If he cannot choose, let them go to primary. Whosoever the surrogates of the party decided to lead, then let the person lead. Let the person lead, Peter. Yes.
The third term debate is part of a broader discourse on democracy. How do you think the Gambia can strengthen its democratic institutions to avoid the instability that we are seeing elsewhere in West Africa?
In Senegal.
Guinea-Bissau. Not quite sure about Senegal, but definitely Benin, where we see the military stepping in either to disrupt an election that is already, in progress, or try to forestall an election that is about to happen in a few months, as is the case in Benin.
And Peter, what is happening to this thing in the sub-region is the love for power. I think that is what is luring us into all this. If like you just suggested, the Gambia as a president, when Barrow came in 2016 to now, I think he got 2 mandates. And the love for power is growing.
Oh.
It's growing. Somebody who had 2 mandates.
He's becoming intoxicated.
Exactly. So you having 2 mandates, and now you're thinking of having a 3rd mandate, and no one knows after the 3rd mandate what will happen. You will also
if the 1997 Constitution is still the
there.
one in force,
exactly.
then he can
keep moving. Yeah. Okay? So what is having these insurrections in Africa? We have military who think that this is too much. Democracy, of course, we believe in, but again, the way people have been governed, they have not been governed in the right way. So they want to take, the destiny in their own hands. It's just like the layman will say, take the law into your own hands. Because if you believe what that individual is doing is not providing solutions of what he represents, and then what is the need for him to be there? So people find ways and means, to do overthrowing and all those stuff. And that's the reason why it's happening. So, but if we cut down the law for power and have that content to say, okay, I have gotten 1 term, just like in Guinea-Bissau, Sekumbalo,
Umaru Sissoko Mbalo,
it's the same thing. He shouldn't have even contested.
He did terrible things.
Of course, he shouldn't have even
tampered with the judiciary,
yes.
the National
He did
Assembly
a lot.
or Parliament.
He did a lot. And at the end of the day, what did he count it all with what? He imprisoned himself, as I can say. He ordered his allies to take over. and to say, I have been arrested and all those stuff. So I can have been arrested and call other states president and tell them I've been arrested.
Calling media houses and
media
telling
houses.
them you're
It's
arrested.
like, it's something that you cooked yourself just for you to escape from what you are thinking, what you think you've done to the state. So these are issues. The love for power is what we should cut down. Presidency, there is no leadership in the world that will be here forever. We've seen the 22 years regime of Jammeh.
Actually, he wanted to be here for 1 billion years.
In fact, he said that in 2016 election, prior to the 2016 elections, when Umaro Fofana of Sierra Leone interviewed
the BBC reporter.
If the Gambian people want him, he can stay here for 1 billion years.
Yeah.
Which, for me, I don't understand what sort of part of speech I can even align it to. you know.
And while we are on him, what do you make of his utterances from Equatorial Guinea 1, and how the government, the state, is handling his case?
Well, his utterances, the most prominent one is return back to the Gambia, which every Gambian will say, he is a Gambian, he has the right to come back. Whatever protocol is signed before he left, I don't know about it. But again, we've listened to the TRRC. We know the atrocities that have been committed during the past regime. And for that, in fact, I can say it's a serious violations of human rights that have been happening in this country. In fact, we did not know these things until when the TRRC was commissioned. You know, so an individual like that saying he's returning back, to me, it has a kind of political implication or threats. To me, although the government have a position on that to say the moment he arrives, he will be arrested and prosecuted. You know, it's like somebody will say, if you are looking for water, and at the end of the just a minute or two, you saw a river, what do? You'll be like happy. Like if the Gambian government has been like finding ways to see how can they address the issue of Jammeh's return. But again, if Jammeh says he's willingly returning back home, then they will just clap their hands. At the end of the day, whatever they want to do with him, he will be arrested and then be prosecuted. That's the position. That's the position of government.
It's more than him just saying he wants to return. He wants to return, and when he returns, we will see who owns the country. And we will see, you know, who will run away. I mean, he said more than I just want to come back.
Yes. I
mean,
that is toxic. To be honest, to an extent, it's toxic. And then, for me, I think the government has a role to play in this, because in our security institutions, I can say they are getting weaker day by day.
Who?
Our security institutions, I mean.
Oh.
Because the overall reform we're talking about, the SSR, it's not in completion. And we know what the transitional justice has expended, the amount of monies that have been expended on this entire transitional justice, we know. And then, but again, the reforms are still yet incompleted. So I think government should find ways in ensuring that some of these cannot be mere threats. Who will run away, what will happen, and those things. And they should take consideration of this. I think even this led to the arrest of Sana, and see what the Gambian government actually can be able to do to secure our borders, and then also ensure we do not have anything to do with Jammeh. Because Jammeh can be in Guinea-Bissau and be cooking things in Gambia.
Equatorial
Guinea, and be cooking things in...
Should he be allowed to continue meddling in Gambian politics, you know, from a third country?
Well, I don't know how the government is handling this, but it should not be allowed. Because one, it has been proven that he's not a party leader, because the party that he represents, that he calls APRC, is not the leader of the party as at now. It is Famakari Tombonjata, the Speaker of the National Assembly. He is the leader of the party.
Well, the faction that is recognized, officially recognized by the IEC.
By the IEC.
There's another APRC,
There's another APRC, of course, I know, because I think
But because that's not recognized, it should not operate as a political entity in the country.
Exactly, and that is the reason why it should be banned from making short utterances in.
Why do you think the government is afraid to ban that faction?
Well, it is not even the issue of government. I think there's an institution that is responsible for electoral
Which is that institution,
conduct,
and why is it not banning that faction?
Independent Electoral Commission. So I think what I issue, because they also deal with independent candidates, they deal with registered political parties, but I don't know actually their mandate more on movements like this, because they are not registered political parties. Because
they hold, press conferences, and they make utterances, you
Yes.
know, bordering on,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
the running of our country, even the security of our
Yes,
country.
I think if not the Independent Electoral Commission, then let the IGP, the office of the IGP, take care of this. And I think they should be able to have a position on this where government will say, we don't allow. It's just like the Public Order Act states. You know, recently we've been having issues of the Public Order Act where movements or political activities come out without giving them permit and stuff like that. But this has nothing to do with giving
Climbing
permit.
electric poles and,
Exactly.
you know,
Yes.
Attaching flags
Yes,
and, you know,
yes,
mobilizing
yes.
people, buying Ashobi and all of that.
Can you remember? Just Janet to say it's coming. You know, they went to the airport. From the airport down, they put in on flags. They are green.
But that's
and all
just one
stuff.
thing. And, you know, things were being said. You
Yes,
know, he's
yes.
coming and
I don't know how Barrow is handling this, but Barrow should try, you know, to exclude President Jammeh in our local politics. Politics is not for Jammeh anymore. He has been president here for 22 years. He's gone to Equatorial Guinea. Let him stay there peacefully. And let him exonerate himself from participating into Gambian politics. I think if that happens, I think it will pay us more good than him, President Jammeh, former president.